Good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 22nd of February. Let's talk Cheltenham. I want to take a few minutes to just talk about the festival special that I'm producing this year that you can join. That will have 2 more anti-posts to go with the 3 already given, and just talk about the festival itself. 28 races over 4 days. And it's going to be around quicker than you think. And really just some strategies that I've always used, particularly here at Cheltenham, and things that might really interest you or help you enjoy what's the 4 greatest days. Now, of course, many of you will be going to Cheltenham. Many of you will be taking the week off. Many of you will just be watching on TV, and you can have just as big a fun Cheltenham experience watching on the TV down the local boozer. You're still having the experience rather than paying them £125 a day and their crazy prices. So I love Cheltenham, but I'm not too keen on the organisers anymore. If you want my honest opinion, I'll always give it. But I absolutely love it. It's our Olympics. It's our World Cup. It's everything in one. And the Irish have dominated. I don't see that domination being quite as complete this year. I don't see it being a complete slaughter. I see it being an Irish victory. Just to give you an idea maybe where I'm coming from. Mullins and Elliott. There is an argument, of course, Gordon Elliott shouldn't be here, but he is. It's the way of the world, and he will have winners, no doubt. And it will be very interesting to see how the Cheltenham crowd react to him. But he's paid his price, he's done his time, and you've got to say the rules are the rules, and he's here. Mullins is ahead of the game. I don't think it's going to be a contest with him and Gordon Elliott. And I did give that bet last week. For those of you who haven't seen it, on Paul Townend to be the top jockey, you could get 11 to 10. Don't think you can get that anymore, but I do think he will be top jockey this year. But onto my first strategy, the strategy that I call separation of powers. Now, if you are physically going to Cheltenham, or even if you're just going to watch it with friends, you're going to be in the boozer, you're going around your mate's house, they're coming around you the next day, and you want to assault the festival, get a specific Cheltenham Festival bank. Now, this can be money you've built up, hopefully through your HFC winnings, or it can be just whatever you've kept aside specifically for Cheltenham, but separate it. Don't have your usual betting bank. Have a festival bank. Have a particular Cheltenham bank. Once you've got that, if it's physically in cash, fine. If you're an old whatever like me, or also if you like betting in cash, which many of us still do, be it a betting shop or if you're on course, and Cheltenham bookies will give you value. Get all these people that say, oh, on course, everyone's the same price. If you want some value and you want people to take a bet and you're going to Cheltenham, they will oblige you. Don't worry about that. Even if you're going down the local Fred Dunn's, I believe other bookmakers are available on the high street, then do it. But even if you're not, you can physically separate artificially or physically with different accounts 4 separate blocks of money. Let's say, for argument's sake, you have £400 available. Now, split that into 4 little bags, 4 sets of £100. Now, you see where I'm getting from here. The festival is a 4-day marathon. We look forward to it all year. How many of us in the past have gone berserk on the Tuesday and done our Conkers, our Niagaras, whatever you want to call them? Many of us. When you see all these so-called pro tipsters and gamblers, whatever, don't think for a minute they haven't had Cheltenhams where they've gone berserk, because they have. Everybody has. But if you use this separation of banks, you will at least only be able to do day 1 in on the Tuesday, and it keeps you in the game. So whatever you're doing, if you're betting in cash or if you're betting through your debit card, if you've got an account with the bookies, separate that money into 4 level chunks. Now, with your anti-posts, work out which races, obviously, put them on the old whiteboard so you know how much of that bank has gone in anti-post. If you get it, keep that money. Don't put it back into the Cheltenham bank. The idea is, of course, on the Friday night that you show a profit. Right. So that's the first thing. Separate that account into 4 level amounts. Now, here's the key thing. If you're going to back short prices. Now, I say this all the time. We're HFC Club. We swim against the tide. We take leap of faith bets. Sometimes they come off. But remember, because we back often at double figure odds, we do not need to win as often as the jolly old favourite backers. Now, I will back favourites. I'll back favourites at this festival if I think they're value. I'm not decrying jolly backers per se, but remember my thing is the platform mark profit. Now, if you want to get there at a festival, if you are going to back jollies all the time, then think about this logically. On Friday night, are you telling me that you can hit enough favourites to show a profit? If you can, fine, do it. But I think you're going to have to mix that up with some bigger prices. Now, if you back 14s, 16s, 20s, and you can land 3, then you're going to show a profit. But if you're back in the hot pots, the jollies, you're going to have to get a lot of those 28 right. And ask yourself this: do you feel lucky? Do you think you can do that? Now, my point is, look through. If you're coming with me on the special, you're going to have a Telegram channel where I'm going to be guiding you through and holding your hand, not literally, throughout the 4 days. And I'll be doing these pep talks continually, and I'll be in and out of that Telegram thread. Okay. However, if you're not, that's fine too. But tell yourself, which are my bankers and my targets? You might have one on each day. You might have one for the whole festival. You might have 3 over the 4 days. Now, if you're going to go in on jollies, I would look at that bank and put maybe 2/3 each day on that one hit. Then if you land that big bet, you'll show a profit on the day. You're not churning out jolly bets every race. Now, you may think that Honeysuckle, probably too short a price to play this, but the Mullins horse, Galopin, or whatever, Domain Neil, you might think that would be one that you would target. Wouldn't put you off, wouldn't say do it. I'm just saying it for information purposes. So you stick a chunk of your bank on that. So you're not playing the percentages on every jolly. If you do that and you get those 3 or 4 big banker bets right throughout the festival, you can afford to scattergun some big prices and try and get one right. So separate into 4 chunks, and then separate the chunks into your bankers and into your less strong bets. But also remember not to have too little on the bigger prices, that if they win, you just get your stake back. It's a real balancing act. Another way of playing it, of course, is to work out, say you've got £400 and play 3% of the bank on each bet. So you're not doing enough to do your conkers in, but you're doing enough to just edge up. Say the first one wins, your 3% goes up. If it loses, your 3% goes down. That is another festival strategy I'm giving you. My aim is for you to have the best experience you can. I can't guarantee you winners. You can't guarantee yourself winners, but I can guarantee you staying in the game till Friday afternoon, because the worst thing is, and we've all seen it, when we or the people around us, when it comes to Thursday or Friday, are sat on their thumbs. So stay in the game. The bookmakers will fall over themselves this week to give you all sorts of offers to keep you in. They'll even lay bets, that extraordinary phenomenon they used to do. They will give you extra places. They will give you money back for a fall. They will give you, take them all. When they offer the hand, bite it. Okay, so take all those offers. Open accounts with everybody that you haven't got. You might have your bookie that you prefer, sure. But for this week, shop around. And if, let's say, Bet Victor, you've never had an account with them and they're offering a Cheltenham bonus of double your money or whatever, then take it. Keep important records, of course, but keep your wits about you. Now, when should we bet? The prices are out the night before. There are strong markets. If you and your pals are getting into the old Britney Spears throughout the week, my advice would be to bet at a time when that has not taken its toll. So if that means you bet first thing in the morning, fine. If that means you're betting the evening before and you're getting stuck in an afternoon, then fine. But keep your wits about you, because the bookmakers have their wits about them. Now, my special, yes, I'm going to release 2 more anti-posts tomorrow. Release it by email and in the Telegram channel. I will be there releasing videos. I will be there giving the bets in there and by email, and I will be there throughout. For every race at the festival, there will be a post, a discussion about the bet we've done. I've got a guy who I'm working with all week who's going to be there paddock picking. I'll pass on positives and negatives. If you're interested in laying, there'll be some of that. If you're just interested in some more info, I really want to make it an immersive experience. I'd love to have you on board. I won't go mad on anti-posts, because I think that by now the prices are fairly stable with non-run and no bet. But there's 2 tomorrow that I think we will be ahead of the game for. So we will get on when, and then really that last 2 weeks we will sit tight. Now, what are my plans on the channel? My plans on the channel are to have 4 interviews. Now, those interviews will not be about a day. They will be about a race. We will have a guest on to discuss the Champion Hurdle, the Gold Cup, the Ryanair, and the Stayers. You see, I remembered the 4 big races. So we'll have a special interview on that to try and give you an insight into the race, some angles, and the guests will give a selection. So I want to give some more content and really have some real fun this at Cheltenham with you. So there you go. Remember, have your wits about you. The bookmakers have always got their wits about them. They want your money, but if you play it smart over a festival, there are ways of beating them. Now, join me. I can't guarantee you anything, but that I will be going 100% 24 hours a day to give you the biggest profits I can. I've cleaned up at Cheltenham a lot more times than I haven't, and I know exactly where to look. I've got some great info, and I know what it takes to win these races. But I've given you some strategies. Please use them. Don't say on Wednesday to a mate who's done his conkers in, oh, there was a way of guaranteeing this couldn't happen. Make sure you are still in the game on Friday. If you do, we're going to have an absolutely fantastic week of fun. We're coming out of 2 years of hell. Let's make this Cheltenham a celebration of life, of punting, of fun. Getting on the Tom Cruise with the old pals. Of course, if you don't, that's fine too, if you're the designated driver. But just making it a fantastic week. If you're going, you'll have the week of your life. I'm not too keen on the organising some of the things they do, but forget that. You'll still have a fantastic week. If you're not, if you're watching it on your own, if you're watching it with pals, then come in with me and I will do my best to take you through the week. You can get on the special now. It's £20. I've kept the cost low because I want a massive Holden Sources army on it. We're going to go there and we're going to try and smash the place up figuratively, but we're going to be smart. So separate that bank, open as many accounts as you can, target your bankers and be prepared to back your judgment and unload. But don't unload too much that if you do land big price winners with the others, you don't end up just paying your money back. If you haven't seen it already, Townend to be top jock, the Irish to come out on top, but not in a massacre this year. Now, I'll be returning to Cheltenham soon, but I'll be back tomorrow morning with a free selection for tomorrow. Get on the Townend top jock bet. Get with me in the Cheltenham special. Sign up for the Telegram. I'll be releasing 2 more anti-posts tomorrow evening. You'll get them by email and in the Telegram. Let's push forward. Let's bet with our heads not in over them. And let's remember the HFC way is for small stakes for big jackpot wins. Have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning. The festival is upon us. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing here at HOLDENS Horses.